Hey guys, welcome to my channel Linux King. My name is Salman Francis, and today we are going to continue our very interesting and detailed course, which was Practical Apache Admin, and it's all about Apache Web Server. And one thing I would like to mention here that I'm planning to upload the video in parts, so just keep looking for my new videos on my YouTube channel. Before we start or deep dive into this course, I would like to mention the requirements for this course. You need a basic Linux skill set to complete this course, some command line information, how to work with in CLI mode, and how to install the packages. And if you lack the Linux skill set, so I would suggest you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and over here you can find tons of Linux related videos from very basic to advanced level. You can start from CentOS 7 install, then you can move to part 2 and so on. Okay, so let's go back to our discussion. Okay, the main goal of our course is to know what is Apache Web Server, how it is installed and configured, how to manage it, and since it's a huge topic, therefore I will not be covering it completely. So, and for more information, you can always visit the site, which is httpd.apache.org, and over here you can download the web server. You can find the documentation. You can search about more information, the other projects as well, and a lot of things. So these documents are really important. This documentation for 2.4 really important. So if you click on this documentation, you can get information about the current version 2.4, which we are going to use in our configuration and our course. So okay, without a further ado, let's install Apache. In order to install Apache, you can use yum-y install httpd. I have already installed it, so that's why it's not installing right now. So in order to check if the package is installed, you can use rpm query grep httpd, and it will give you the information that it has httpd 2.4 installed. Okay. So now what is Apache actually? So it is a web server which serves web pages. Very simple. And these web pages can be written in various languages such as HTML, PHP, etc. Okay. Important thing to remember is Apache is an open source application, or you can say it's an open source web server. It was developed in 1995, and today it has around 37 to 40% of market share, and its competitors are Nginx and Microsoft IIS server. So yes, Microsoft also have a web server, and I'm not a very big fan of Microsoft, so please forgive my lack of information about Microsoft. Okay, so what we need to cover next is why Apache is so important and what it can do. So Apache is very important web server because it can handle large amount of traffic and it is very easily scalable. Apache is modular. Please remember that it's modular, which means we can add various functionality to Apache by creating and setting up modules. And modules are basically software components which add specific features to the application, just like the plugins which can add functionality to the piece of software or the software. So version which we are going to use is 2.4, and we can check httpd-v is the command to check the version for Apache, and you can see it's 2.4.37. Okay. So if you remember, or of course you know that we are working on CentOS 8, which is a RPM based distribution, and it's the community edition or community enterprise software. So this CentOS has the default configuration file of Apache in etc httpd. So if we go to etc httpd, this is the root directory of Apache. Okay, and over here we can find all the configuration files. Basically they reside, the main configuration file reside in conf directory, and it's called httpd.conf. Please note that this is again CentOS. Your distribution may vary and those configuration file may not be present in this directory. Okay, however, if you are not sure where your configuration files are, you can run httpd-v command, and it will give you like the main configuration file where it resides and the root directory where the main configuration files reside. Okay. In Debian, it might work with Apache-v, or yeah, you can see this Apache CTL also works the same way. In Debian or Ubuntu, it might work like this, but still you need to check. Okay, what is next? Okay, one thing I would like to mention is the structure of Apache. So a very important thing is the structure of Apache, how it works. So please remember that Apache is a parent service with multiple child processes. So when we start Apache, it starts the child processes and the parent process. And each child is controlled by Apache parent service, just like a boss controlling his employees. Okay? Or you can say that Apache service controls its children just as our parents do. So basically, the parent process controls the child process. And when all the process is controlled by parents, or you can say if the processes are controlled by parents, the child can work efficiently and show more performance. And this also helps in work distribution or load management as well. Okay, so let's check basic commands for Apache, and the basic commands are start, stop, and the status command. So at first, as the name suggests, systemctl status will give us the status for Apache, and you can see that it's not only showing that it's active and running, however, it's telling us that it's running since what time. Okay, and it's about the system actually. And then here it's running, like the status here, it's running listening on port 80. This is by default, and these are the memory, the tasks, some processes, and then what is the main server name, and it started at what time. So couple of information about Apache server. Okay, in order to stop, and here you can see that it's showing not the system, actually it's Apache, but since this is the virtual machine we created and the date time is incorrect, so that's why it's showing you Sunday when we created this virtual machine. However, it's telling you that it started 13 minutes ago. Okay, so this is the information about Apache server. Now in order to stop Apache, you can use systemctl stop httpd, and it will stop the service. If you check the status this time, you can see that it's not loaded. Okay, when we give the command to stop the Apache, the children shut down first and then the parent. So whenever we give the shutdown command, please do remember, or stop command, the children shut down first and then the parent shut down itself. Okay, this happens instantaneously and the connection terminates. So if you just give the stop command, the service will stop instantaneously and all the connection will terminate. However, another command, which is like reload or graceful stop, will complete the request. If there are some requests pending in the background, it will first complete the request and then it stops. Okay, and it's this is why many people use reload instead of restart. Because restart, which is our next command, what it will do is it will kill the children but not the parent. After some time, the configuration is reread and the children are respawned. So we can run these commands with either root or sudo. So this means that we have at the moment systemctl status httpd, and it's stopped right now. So we can start it, and this will start the parent and the children process. Okay, if you check the status right now, you can see that everything is working fine. So the command is systemctl reload httpd. What this is going to do is it's going to like gracefully restart the system or reload the system. Okay, so what will happen in the background is if there are some like requests which are not completed, they will be completed, and then the system will restart. Okay, and this is how reload works. Okay, now if the restart command is given, it will kill the children but not the parents. So we have this, that's a top command, or we can check the process. Okay, now let's see, we have this Apache is 7979, then there are certain other processes, and let's see what will happen if we restart the HTTPD. And let's compare the process ID. And you can see that the process ID is changed. Okay. So we can run these commands either as root or sudo, as I have mentioned earlier. Okay, status command will give lots of information we have already seen, such as version, also time, or the information which we have already seen. Okay, and one important thing is, let's say if we want to check the configuration file, if it's correct or the syntax is correct or not, the very important command is httpd-t, and this will show if the syntax is correct. So how we can check if this information is correct or not? Let's go to httpd.conf/httpd.conf and let's give some wrong information. And by the way, this configuration file, you can write here, the things are mostly case insensitive, but it's recommended to use case sensitive commands. Let's say just give some wrong information. And over here, you can see that now it's telling that the bad username APA. Okay, so that's how you check the configuration file if the syntax is correct or not. Let me delete this. And this time, if I use HTTPD, it will give us, like, it's rereading the information, and now the syntax is okay. Okay, now very important command also which we can use is to check the virtual host and for modules as well. So let's say I already told you that Apache is modular, so to check if the modules are available, what we can do is we can dump the modules with httpd-t-d and dump modules. And this command will dump the modules. Okay, so here you can see that we have some shared modules, and then we have lots of modules actually, static modules, core modules. Okay, so this is how we can check the modules which are available for Apache, and also we can check with the same command -d dump hosts, virtual host. And for virtual host, we will take a look in our next video or upcoming video. So it's going to show us the virtual hosts, and press enter. And I don't think right now we have any virtual host because it's a new install of Apache. Okay, and as promised, I told you that we will be creating one very simple web page to check if our Apache server is running or not. And IP address is 1.145, and the main basically document root for Apache is, if we go to the configuration file and search for document root, and you can see it's var www.html. So this means that all the web pages should be stored in var www.html, and you can change it. However, we are going to continue with our default configuration, and let's call it index.html. And this is going to be a very simple web page, and we can call it this is our first web page, and I'm going to close it with HTML tags. Okay, and now let's restart our Apache and go to our the page. We are going to go to the IP address of 192.168.1.145, and it's not loading. The reason is firewall. So let's check if we have firewall-cmd-list all. And yes, we need to enable Apache for this. So it's going to be firewall-cmd-add-service is equals to httpd-permanent. HTTP. And now don't forget to reload. cmd-reload. And now if we, okay, here we have it. This is our first web page. So today we have seen a couple of examples, some basic information about Apache, the market share, how much it holds, some very basic commands. And in our upcoming video, we will see more advanced commands, and then step by step we will complete our goal. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you in our next video. Till then, goodbye and God bless.